because that's just part of the culture there. They don't expect people to actually believe this kind of thing when they do it. So it's not like Microchip. I'll defend Microchip here. It's not like he had some bad intent. He was trying to get people to think, research together, have fun, do the whole FBI anon type thing over again, where they, although I don't agree with the misinformation and the way it does fool people, but I will say this. We've never seen something come off the chans and act like this before. I doubt that he planned for this to happen. But when they saw that it was happening and the dates line up, y'all, they're even linking to the Q post themselves here and talking about what they're going to say before they say it in the Q posts. This is what you call evidence of something. Not only that, Microchip has been under our radar because we've been looking at this dude, James Brower, who is connected to the original. He's in a lot of videos that have to do with QAnon when it comes to investigating. James Brower. Not only was James Brower on InfoWars, not only was he talked about by Jordan Sather in the beginning, but also he was busted out posting as Micro. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. This could be fake. I haven't checked the validity of it too hardcore. But in the end, though, what we have for fact here is that Q was created by Dreamcatcher and Micro. The original posts on the board and 4chan. And what happened when they stopped why is it? I've always told people to think logically with this. What did the original Q say during his last post? When was his last post? Before it moved to boards. He said it was done with. He said it's over, it's done. You have the information. Take it to what you will. And then all of a sudden, Baruch and Pamphlet make a board, and Q ironically starts posting there with a trip code for the first time. And then when they get chased off of 4chan, Q follows them to 8chan. And Q follows Pamphlet to every board that Pamphlet creates on 8chan. But no, Pamphlet didn't take over the Q account with Baruch the Scribe. And when Baruch didn't want to monetize Q, just like he stated here that he doesn't think you should monetize it, and the second Q did say you shouldn't monetize and make money off of Q. Remember those posts? Remember the post that got everybody fighting with Corsi? All of this came to fruition. Everything's laid out perfectly for everyone. Let me go ahead and tell you what happened, because I was there through it all. I was one of the first people to post on Q, other than Sather and Defango and Tracy Beans, on YouTube, I mean, because Defango and some of his subs came over and said, yo, do a video on this thing, man. And I've followed it the whole time. I'm one of the first people to come out and try to tell you I was going to investigate what it was, because I realized something was very wrong with it after the trip hack, and I've been here through the whole thing. Let me tell you exactly what happened. What happened was Microchip and Dreamcatcher started QAnon. This is overwhelming, damning evidence that any QTuber, any Q follower that wants to say, oh, I don't buy it, Microchip didn't start it, then how do you reckon these Discord logs? These are logs. These are generated by a program from what these guys typed in before Q posted. How do you reckon that? So we've got Microchip and Dreamcatcher posting the original post and it taking off. They started running with it, trolling everybody, fucking with everyone's heads, doing a normal 4chan type of thing. The same thing that's happened on 4chan the entire time 4chan's been there. They set it down, and that's when Baruch the Scribe and Pamphlet said to themselves, we could pick this up and take it to YouTube. We could take it further. We could be the bakers, the guys behind Q, and Q's the government leaker next to Trump putting it out, and they did. The evidence? Q, not only do we have Pamphlet posting his Q 6 times recorded, not only do we have all the evidence that was put out by everyone that's investigated this, the links inside of web pages, all the Q web pages leading back to these same bakers and people, Nemos, Pamphlet, they got Praying Medic in the original group. They've got all the, original QTubers, probably why Beans left, But moving forward from there, the bakers wanted to make some cash. And in January, they changed trip codes to get rid of Baruch the scribe so that they could do their operation, so they could continue it. Baruch was in another country. Pamphlet's in the United States with the other bakers. He's got people underneath him that'll do what he tells them to do no matter what, as long as they're making money, and Pamphlet takes over the account. If Q would have just made his own board instead of following the bakers everywhere they went, which was led by Pamphlet after he stabbed Baruch in the back and threw him off the proverbial rope bridge, just like in Game of Thrones with the king in the Iron Islands. If he would have just made his own board, we wouldn't have any of this information. That was the red flag that got us all looking. That's what made us track their Bitcoin addresses and track their pay links and find out where every different website, every different money-making scheme attached to Q led back to these people. The Patriot Soapbox is in control of Q right now, along with Medic and the other guys and Nemos and all the guys that work together. And now we know that Sather's involvement was more. What made Sather and Beans decide, oh my God, I got to start covering this the day after the first post? The day after the first post. Not a week after, once it started gaining traction, not 3 days after it gained the tiniest bit of traction, before it gained any traction at all. Why did they dump what they normally would cover to cover Q like it's the new god? Because they're in on it. We've basically proven all of this up to now. Go watch the videos I did. If you Demon Identity playlist, my entire QAnon expose, and on the main channel, the sum up if you don't believe me. You got all of it in hardcore evidence. I've got live streams for months showing you where every piece of information comes from, so you don't have to